I'm very nearly on the verge of pulling a Paula Radcliffe here. Good morning and welcome back to Cancer Corner. Today is Thursday morning and I'm going to try something a little bit different today. Because I'm still sort of getting back into things, I'm going to try a bit of a double run day today. So we're going to go out this morning, try and maybe do about 4 or 5 miles just to get a bit of volume in. Just be nice, steady, run somewhere between 8 and 8.5 minute mile pace. And then we're going to go this afternoon, which will probably only be maybe 5k or so, if that, but with really high intensity. Now, the idea behind the double run day really is, from what I gather, it allows you to sort of get a bit more volume and intensity in without having a huge training stress on your body. So rather than do sort of a really long run today or 2 really hard sessions, it gets split into 2 sessions, which are both slightly easy but maybe combined sort of add up to about the same. But really, I mean, I've seen a lot of people do these on other training vlogs and it's just been something I wanted to try. I mean, today I'm not doing it for any specific purpose, I just kind of want to see how my body reacts to it. So yeah, if it lets me get a bigger training benefit for sort of the same amount of effort, especially while I'm getting over the after effects of the chemo still for the next couple of days, then that's going to be a massive benefit. Hopefully it'll get me back on track, back into proper training, just maybe that day earlier. One good point is to try and keep your body guessing when you're doing training, sort of vary the training stimulus, and I guess this will do that for me today. So let's go, let's see. First run of the day, I'm doing it before my breakfast, which is something I've never really done before. I normally have something to eat before I go and train, unless it's something really soft on the morning. When I was going to the gym every day, I mean, I wouldn't eat before I went there just because it's a bit higher intensity, make you feel sick having food on your stomach. Part of the reason why I'm going out with an empty stomach is I just kind of want to get used to what it feels like to be kind of like a couple hours into the marathon where you're hungry and you are starting to need some calories back on board, but you're still trying to keep the legs up, turning over. So I mean, that's my logic behind this. So we'll see how that feels towards the end. We are going around a loop that I've done before today, which I'll show you. Kind of goes across this farm track all the way for about 1 mile and a bit, past a place called Windleston Hall, which by all accounts used to be a really nice big old stately home, but I think it's a building site now. But yeah, we'll go through this farm. It's a bit of nice scenery and stuff like that. Track does get a bit boggy further down, but it doesn't stay too bad. For the life of me, I can't remember how long this loop is in total. I think it's about 5 miles, but we'll find out at the end. I'll have to double check. So yeah, these are the grounds of that Windleston Hall I was telling you about at the start of the video. Through there, basically beyond all those bushes, is the old stately home. I'll drop a picture, show you what it used to look like. I think it's getting turned into an old people's home now, but not much has happened to it for years. So that's the scenic part of the run done. Now I'm running along this road for probably the next mile, just leads down to Rushyford, and then from Rushyford we head up the hill to the golf course and then round the golf course and towards home. Here we go, 4.5 miles in and we're at the golf course. So this is probably about 1.5 miles from home, maybe a mile. It's a steep hill. So yeah, we're not too far away now. I'll probably move this to the start because it's probably quite important to say. Yesterday was 2 days after I finished my chemo cycle and I went for a swim. It was the day after I did the run, and it's worth pointing out that I crashed really hard when I got out of the pool, and it was an easy session as well. I did about 1200 metres and it was about 2 minutes 20 per 100 metres, so not fast by any stretch. And I came home, I was nearly sick, and then spent the rest of the day in bed pretty much. I mean, I know everybody's different, but I go on. Probably the most important thing I say on here is listen to your body, and I didn't do that yesterday and I really suffered for it. It is super important. Yeah, I'm going to remember that for next time now. 2 days after the chemo, I still need to be taking it really easy. Even if you start feeling better, it's still doing its magic. It's still hitting your system hard. So that's just finished. It's about 5.5 miles, but a bit faster than I wanted it to be. I was hoping for it to be closer to about 8.5 minute miles. Just taking it really easy, and I think I've probably gone out a bit too hard, but it didn't feel too bad, so I'll take that. Hopefully we don't have a repeat of yesterday and crash really hard this afternoon. But yeah, we'll get in now, have some breakfast, some eggs in a shake, get some calories back on board, and then chill out until this afternoon session. Right, so welcome back. Here we go, run number 2 for the day. This one's obviously a lot shorter than the one this morning. So we did 5.5 miles this morning. This one, probably including the rest, is going to be around another 3 mile, with 1.5 miles of some pretty hard work in it. So yeah, the idea behind this one is, or so I'm told, is you get a bit of fatigue in the legs in the morning, and then when you add more intensity to it, the sort of training benefit can kind of be increased a little bit. I've got no idea why. You'd have to ask a physio, but apparently it works. So the warm-up is literally just going to be a little 1/2 mile jog. I'll do a bit of stretching when I get there, just to limber the legs up a bit, and then there's a 1/2 mile section, or just about a 1/2 mile section, called the Cobbleswood Welly. I quite like it because it's not flat. It's got a bit of a lump in the middle of it, so you've got to really push your way up here. And then the downhill section, sort of running downhill, really makes you focus on your turnover speed with your legs. So you've got a little bit of everything for 1/2 mile, and then what we'll do is we'll jog walk back to the beginning of it, and we're going to do that 3 times. Right, so 0.6 mile in, that's just coming to the start of the segment. Starts just along there and it runs all the way to the road, about just under 1/2 mile away. Let's get my breath back. So yeah, that was good. Yeah, we'll have a look at that one when we get back. Should have been, I'll lap the other one, but it'll be somewhere probably low 6 minute mile pace. Right, take back to the top, go for number 2. Back at the start, ready for number 2. I'll probably not be quite as quick this time. There's a lot of dog walkers that I passed on the way down. I don't want to spook them because it's getting pretty dark now, so somebody going full blast right past them is probably not going to be the best thing. I'll end up with the dogs chasing us, so let's go for number 2, see how it feels. So there we go, interval 2 done. Be much slower. Cursed myself at the start. I did run into some guy's dog by accident and it chased after me, so I had to take it back to the fella. Dog's alright though, I'm fine. I suppose more people are interested in the dog though, but he was spot on. So we'll have a little cool down around Bluebell and then we'll go for the sprint up the hill home. Right, this last one, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm going to take a stab at it being about 1/2 mile. So home or 1/2 mile, whatever comes first. Let's go. phone came first. It was about, let's have a look, see if it'll tell me. Now I'd say it's probably about a third of a mile, but the speed was really high, probably low 5-minute mile sort of pace, 5:20 odd something. We'll check when we get in on Strava. But yeah, so that's double run day done. To be honest with you, it didn't feel any more difficult going out tonight than it did this morning on fresh legs. So I think this is probably going to be something I'm really going to incorporate in my training at least once a week. Get a decent double run day, maybe extend the morning run out a bit more to about 8 or 9 miles, just to get some extra mileage in before we do the marathon in a couple of weeks' time. And yeah, and then we'll keep this afternoon session for some good quality and some decent intensity, and this should help build the power and the legs up for the 5k attempt in a fortnight time. See if we can try and get sub 20. If this has been some use for you and you've enjoyed it, just remember to sub or drop a like below. If you've got any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you next time. Have some pizza.